Hello YouTube, welcome back to my fifth tutorial on Python 3.7. Today we'll be talking about lists. And in addition, this is our last video with me using terminal. Starting from our next video, I'll be using the text editor Atom, and I'll teach you guys how to set that up in the next video. But let's get started. So to make a list, we can just name our list anything. In this example, how about we just name our list Python equals, and then to initiate a list, use a square bracket and then initiate a bunch of values like this. I'm just initiating 2, 5, 7, 5, and 4, and then end bracket. And this initiates a list of values. And if you want to type in Python like this shows us our list is including the numbers 2, 5, 7, 5, and 4. Right? So suppose we want to figure out by looking at our list, we want to see what we want to input or output, my bad. We want to output the second value. So let's do Python bracket 2. And this will input the second value, which is 7. So as you guys should remember, when you're dealing with Python, the first number is the 0th number, second number is the 5, and the first number is the 0th number is 2, first number is the 5, and second number is 7. Just to reinforce this, how we do Python, and we do 0 to get the 0th value. And we do this, we get 2, because in Python, we always start counting with 0, okay? So you guys should really be getting used to that. Next, suppose we want to rename a value. Like, suppose we don't like that we have 2 5s in this. Suppose we want to change this 5 to maybe a 9. And we can do Python bracket, and then let's see. This fourth 1, 2, 3, fourth 5, this is the fourth 5, but when you're counting in Python and 2 is the 0th number, this is actually a third number. So we're going to type in the 3 and block equals, and now instead of 5 we said we're going to change to 9, type in 9. Now when we do this, we want to type in Python, and bang, we no longer have a 5 in this, and now we have a 9. Now another function I want to teach you guys is called the append function, .append. So suppose we type in Python, which is the name of our list, and we add .append at the end of it, and then we add parentheses, and then maybe another number. Like suppose I choose 17. So I have Python.append 17. All this means is that we're going to add the number 17 to the end of our existing list. So suppose I want to type in our list, which we name Python. We now have 2, 5, 7, 9, 4, and we added 17. Something important to know is that with the append function, we can only append one function at a time. Like, look at this. So I did Python.append, and suppose instead of adding just one, we added a bunch of numbers like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and we added a closing bracket. We're going to get this error, and this says the append function only takes in one argument at a time, and we gave 5, which makes this an invalid statement. Now, let's have another scenario where suppose we don't want to use all the numbers in our list. We only want to call maybe like all the numbers between 5 and 9. There's a way to do this. So we would just type in Python, and we did learn this in the last video if you did watch that. And we do Python square bracket, and then let's count. We want to go from the 0 first number, which is the 5, all the way up to the 1, 2, third number, which is the 9. So we'll type in 1, 3. And if this gives us what we expect, it should output 5 and 7, right? Because the 3 is omitted. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and the third number, which is over here, will always be disregarded. We're doing 1 through 3. All this means is including the first value and not including the third value. Like suppose we wanted to get 5 through 4, then 4 is the fourth value, so we'll do Python bracket 1, 5, bracket, enter, and we have 5794 just like we wanted. I forgot on this one, but make sure that we always add a 1 to the value that it is in Python, that our Python number for your second number. For this example, I used 5, even though 4 in this example is our fourth number in Python wise. I just said 5 instead so that it includes the 4. If this doesn't make sense, please watch my last video where I go more in depth with string splicing, because it's the same topic as string splicing, just a bit difficult to explain. Now suppose we want to do Python, and we don't want all the numbers. Suppose we just want the first, maybe first 2 numbers or something. Then we can do Python. All this means is 0 dash 2. And then we do a square bracket, and we get 2 and 5, our first 2 numbers. The reason we do not include anything and we leave the first spot empty is because if we do 0, we're going to get an error. So suppose we do Python bracket 0 colon 2. It's going to still give us 2, 5, but this is a lot more work. So yeah, as I said, 0 comma 2 is the same thing as empty and 2. So you guys can pick either one. And the same thing works for the latter. Python bracket 2 colon bracket. And if this does what we predicted it should, it does, and it does, we get the 7, 9, 4, and 17, which are starting from the second number, which is 2 is 0, 5 is 1, and starting from 7, going all the way up to the end of the list, which is 7 through 9. Okay, so hopefully you guys learned something in this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and comment down below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video where we start going to Atom and start compiling some real code. Peace, guys.